and welcome to your Monday Night Raw Preview show on the Mr. Warren Hayes show over on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. It is the slate. It is the Monday Night Slate. Everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight. Is my audio okay? I swear Skype sometimes... Okay, no, it's all right. Because Skype has this really nasty habit of just like being a bitch. I was told recently that Skype is like the Skype is the boomer like communications application, right? Because we're all we don't know about all the WhatsApps and the FaceTimes and the Duos and all that stuff. The thing is that it works really great with OBS. That's the problem. Otherwise, I'd be glad. Like, it's definitely not my favorite way to communicate with people. Video, chat, it kind of stinks, frankly. And it's Microsoft. That always sort of leaves them. Just a film, and like when you take some Vaseline and you put it over your teeth because you're going to star in a beauty pageant and you want your teeth to gleam as much as possible, and then you sort of put some there, but then you accidentally put a little too much, or you're a little nervous backstage, and and then you sort of pass your tongue over your lips, and then you get some of that Vaseline on your tongue, and then you're stuck like this for the rest of the evening with that weird feeling, that weird film, and then it sort of goes up on your palate as well. You know what I'm talking about? It's relatable, right? Gentlemen, ladies, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to kick off this new week of professional wrestling programming. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I sure as hell did. But tonight we are moving into Raw. Will it be a slog? Will it be an entertaining time? Well, we're about to find out in about 27 minutes, 23 seconds now. That's when we'll find that all out. Folks, welcome. I want to say hello to everyone joining us in the chat here tonight. Dan Heyman is here. Good to see you, Dan. Welcome to the chat. We've got Alonzo Smith. Hello, Alonzo. Good to see you. Aaron Entertainment. Evening to you, sir. We got William Davis here as well. Spencer Love of Love Wrestling. Follow that channel. Hit subscribe. Do that. Yeah, it's good to see everyone here tonight. Melissa Lee! Good to see you as well. Welcome to the Mr. Warren Hayes show, the slate. I'm going to be breaking down Raw. Remember, folks, if you enjoy popping in here, let's say you're like, excuse me, let's say you're like, hey, I like coming on to, hang on, let me do this again. If you're like, hey, I like it to come on the Mr. Warren Hayes live show chit-chat box and the chit-chat with the cool people that are in the chit-chat box. Wish I could continue this experience when there is not live stream happening. If you're that type of person, regardless of your nationality, you should come and join the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord. The link is in the description. It's a cool place. It's a fun place, and we do some live watching when there's live shows going on. You should do it. You should pop in and come and join us. It's a fun little place, cool little community. Good to see. Good to have people in here that are there, such as Thomas Gories. Good to see you, Thomas. Welcome to the chat. Bert Macklin is here as well. Good to see you, Bert. Hope you're doing well. And Injection 2K as well. So, if you like it, come on over. It's a good time. All right. Have you heard? Okay, I don't know if you guys heard about this. Let's start talking about Monday Night Raw. I don't know if you heard. It could be news to some people. I don't want to assume that everyone is on the up and up, and that you're fully aware of what's going on. So, did you guys know that there is currently a global pandemic going on right now? It's called COVID. All right? Maybe you've heard about it. But again, it's like It depends on, how plugged into the news cycle you are. Drew McIntyre has tested positive for COVID. This is probably the biggest news of the day here. And Drew McIntyre is going to address the WWE Universe tonight on Raw. From what we understand, he is not going to be on location in the Thunderdome. He is going to be from a remote location via satellite or Skype. Maybe, do you think Drew uses Skype? Chat, let me know. What video conferencing application do you think Drew McIntyre uses? Let me know in the chat. Hothead567, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Okay. So basically, there's a bunch of things up in the air in knowing this that Drew has COVID. First and foremost, I wish Drew the absolute best. Hope he heals up fine, quickly. Hope everything is okay. Like, I hope he stays as healthy as he can, considering the situation. So, my thoughts go out to him. It really sucks. But you know what else sucks? WWE and their COVID protocols. That spray that Triple H was telling us that they were shooting in the Performance Center and all that. Having all those people, all those legends hanging around without any masks and shit like that. Look, I want to. There's a lot of people. Some people think Facebook Messenger, Zoom, Skype, AIM. Yeah, you know what, William? I'd like to think that Drew McIntyre is hip to these things and uses Discord. Okay, so here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I am very pleased, happy that we still get pro wrestling, right? I'm happy that we still get to enjoy this hobby, this passion that we all share together, and are able to continue watching professional wrestling because professional wrestling companies have decided to continue to put on shows. I'd be a liar, pants on fire if I were to sit here and tell you I think this is an awful decision, because personally I'm glad, right? But like, if I take out my feelings, my emotions, if I remove myself from the love that I feel about wrestling, there's really no reason to be running professional wrestling shows. You know what I mean? Like, there's really, really, really no reason to be running those shows week after week like that with very iffy protocols. Like, honestly, there was nothing essential in pro wrestling. There's nothing that couldn't have waited a little longer outside the wheels of commerce and business asking professional wrestling promotions to put on shows. Outside of that, like, there's no reason for this. Now, been told that this, of course, is a monkey wrench that's being thrown here. There's a lot of rumors going around that it might go a little deeper than just your boy Drew, So, I'm kind of I'm weary as to what's going on right now. And I didn't like it months ago when WWE had its first wave of superstars that started getting COVID, and then there's the ones we don't hear about it. And I mean, and I'm talking about WWE, but same goes for AEW. Nick Jackson over the weekend told us, like, in September he got COVID and was laid on his back for 3 weeks. And I mean, no one is perfect. And I mean, you can try to implement as many protocols and procedures as you can. Nothing is going to keep you 100% safe other than staying at home. And the weird thing about pro wrestling is that it's such everyone always has to be in contact with each other, right? Everyone's sweating on each other and breathing up close to each other and so on and so forth. It's like no one is perfect in this situation. I think just AEW has been keeping a better lid on stuff. I don't look. it's a strange situation, and like I understand why and how everyone is running shows, but you also have to wonder, is it really necessary? Week after week, a weekly wrestling show, right? I don't know. But look, here's the situation that we're in right now. Drew McIntyre has the big Rona. He'll be sidelined for a bit. Want to say hello to Nikki, who's in the chat. Good to see you. DGMC just joined us as well. And Manny Santos, our man on the inside. However, he says tonight that he doesn't have any scoops. No scoops tonight, Manny. You're the man on the inside. What the hell? The hell is good? I based this entire show on your scoops, Manny. I'm going to start calling you by your Christian name, Manworth. I don't know what's... Apologies. I had a little cup of coffee, which I usually don't do after dinner, but I felt like so this, it might explain a bit. Okay, so but coming back to Drew he's not going to show up tonight, right? Of course, this means, right? This absolutely means that the plans with Goldberg are up in the air. Oh, goodness. My goodness. As Adam Pichiti from Cultaholic tweeted out today that now that Drew's out, they're probably going to rebook. This is him. He says, well, they're probably going to rebook Goldberg so that he wins the Battle Royal to give the people what they want, kind of thing. And I thought that was really, really funny, and also some kind of prescience that I'm really not interested in hearing about. So right now, I mean, okay, that's fine. Following Goldberg's complete mess of a promo last week, I was completely okay with him. I'm completely okay with him like being off my TV. That's fine. However, right, the announcement that succession follows that succeeded the announcement of Drew McIntyre not being on Raw tonight because of COVID is that Triple H is going to kick off Monday Night Raw. Now tonight, there's a couple of things that we're dodging here. There's a couple of things there's a couple of things that we're dodging. We're dodging more Goldberg in a main event program. Cross your fingers, right? And then we're also dodging Drew versus Randy Orton for no reason that was going to happen. I was not excited for that, right? I was not excited. So the prospect of Triple H showing up tonight is, yes, a panic move. Yes, reactionary. But this is something that I can get behind. I'm okay with this. If they find out last minute, look, Drew's tested positive, can't come in. What do? We scramble, try to find something. Let's put Hunter on the show. I can get behind that kind of decision. Now the question is, of course, and this is the speculation, and this is what we're going to talk about, chat. This is what we're going to enjoy ourselves right now. Justin Feuerstein, welcome to the chat, by the way. But this is what we're going to talk about. What is Triple H going to do? What are they doing with Triple H? Now, of course, there's avenues here. A lot of people are speculating, and I think the safer bet is saying that Triple H is going to come out and Randy Orton is going to interject in some fashion, because that's what Randy Orton did with the Legends last week, talking a lot of shit. But then Triple H tonight will be like, I'm no washed up legend. I can still go, Randy, if you're talking shit to me. Why don't we settle this in the ring tonight, kind of thing. This is the typical Triple H pose. So I think that's the most probable scenario, because I was expecting in the Drew McIntyre Randy Orton match tonight for The Fiend to show up tonight. That's what I was expecting. Because, it's been like 3 weeks since The Fiend was set on fire. So, yeah, that seems about right. It's 3 weeks to recover from being completely set ablaze, third-degree burn, so on and so forth. Yeah, it sounds about right. That I think that's the timetable for a return. So I think that's what we're going for. I do, as much as I joked about it, and I see DGMC also Dan chatting, having a little fun with it. I don't think they're gonna do the "You Are the Authority" thing part 2. I don't. I really, really don't. Or if they do, they are setting themselves up for failure once again. I would avoid doing that right up until Vince is no longer in charge. For real, though. No reason to do this moving forward. So, I don't think they'll be doing that. There was also speculation that our pal Goldberg might come out to chew Triple H's ear off. I mean, if he runs... Look, here's the thing, is that if Goldberg comes out to run his mouth like he did last Monday, if I'm Triple H and I have any semblance of the Triple H I used to be, I would just stand there completely bemused, listening to Goldberg try to string sentences together so that they can make sense, and be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, if that's the Triple H that we knew of, the smarmy, smug, overconfident son of a bitch, that's what I do. But the biggest tip of speculation here, and I'm going to lean into it with Thomas Gories' super chat. Thank you not Thomas Gories, but Thomas, I'm still happy you're here. And Evan Wright's super chat. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate it. Triple H, this is not the super chat, but I'm going to lean into it. Triple H coming out in suit, corporate guy, VP, whatever his role is, comes out. Drew is going to be out for 2 weeks. Like, a quarantine is 2 weeks, right? So technically, if I'm not mistaken, when is the Royal Rumble? The Royal Rumble 2021 is on January 31st, so he can still make it. But the speculation is that maybe, just maybe, Triple H is going to strip Drew of the title, which Evan Wright left a super chat in regards to. He says, hope they vacate the title to see Twitter melt down. I mean, you can join the MrWarrenHayes Discord tonight to make sure that it happens, to see if it does happen, because Warren Hayes in and about himself is going to melt down if they do that. If they just hand it to Goldberg. I mean, they've been handing titles, right? They had the Street Profits and the New Day just go swap, right? So not a big deal. Remember, folks, it's not about wins and losses. It's never been about wins and losses. Nobody cares about that. So Triple H strips Drew from the title and hands it to William Goldbergenson. I don't get it. I really and frankly, I don't know what they're going to do. Of course not. I don't work for WWE, right? It's preposterous of me to say that I know what they're going to do. But, they're going to do the best with what they have, or they're going to think they're going to do the best with what they have. But they're not going to put their best elements forward, and they're going to mire this into some weird stuff. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how they're going to manage. How they're going to... I don't know how they're going to manage all of these moving parts here tonight. Goldberg, Randy Orton, Triple H, the title. Like, frankly, there's no reason to strip Drew of the title. Not if he's out for 2 weeks. Hell, Finn Balor was out recently, NXT champion, with the jaw problems, and he was out for a while, and they didn't strip him. So, but then again, I understand it's like logic, continuity. It's not WWE's forte. So, hey, Triple H is kicking off the show instead of a match. I mean, they could have just, really tried something new. Hey, let's start tonight with a match. But no, we're going to have Triple H come on. Okay. Oh, yes, Hunter should bury Goldberg again, just like they did 18 years ago. Another match that was announced tonight is Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. It may not be a perfect show, but SmackDown is a better show than Raw. And I don't remember when Raw and SmackDown were both consistently good. It always seems to me that there is one that's shit, and while one is shit, the other is okay, or digestible at the very least, that it's good. Why is it so? I don't understand why it's so hard. I really don't. Anyway, I'm going to talk about SmackDown later. This week on the MrWarrenHayes Show, every Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. No dead air there. Promise. But there is something interesting, I think, that we should talk about. And it's the Mustafa Ali stuff, which I have a feeling that this is going to be addressed in some form or another tonight. Scott Frame, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And I think our boy on the inside, Manny Santos. Manny, did you finally come with the scoop? He's saying the main event tonight is living up to its name. Akira versus Garza and Carrillo versus Slapjack. Are these are two matches? Akira Tozawa versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo versus Slapjack. Who wants to see Humberto Carrillo versus Slapjack? What? I don't know. But here's the thing. If you didn't watch Raw Talk last week, you've at least, or 2 weeks ago even. No, it was last week. You've heard about Mustafa Ali's tirade on the legends, right? And apparently, Sergeant Slaughter he's been calling him scum. You scum! You puke! On social media, but he has been calling him a scum. And they've had some back and forth, right? Clearly a work. Absolutely 100% clearly a work. This is on the heels. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, Mustafa Ali basically called out the legend saying that they can barely walk anymore. Why are we giving time to people who have served, who've given what they had to give, but now, are irrelevant and can barely walk. That was the big sticking point. I think even Hulk Hogan took offense to it, but I don't give a shit what Hulk Hogan takes offense to. Who is still a shitty worker, by the way. A bad wrestler. So he being Ali and Mustafa Ali and Sergeant Slaughter, they've been having some back and forth on social media, which has brought to my attention the idea that they might be going somewhere with this. Right now, if if Drew tested positive and he was hanging around the Legends last week, one would assume that they wouldn't bring in any 60-year-old legends to the Thunderdome tonight to run an angle, especially for Retribution. No disrespect to Mustafa Ali and the promo work that he's been doing on Raw Talk. But I kind of feel that probably maybe this is where we're going. Some kind of confrontation between Ali and Sergeant Slaughter, where Ali and Retribution beat the shit out of Sergeant Slaughter. Not unlike The Fiend when he started slaughtering legends. No pun intended. I swear, no pun intended. But the thing that I'm wondering here, this is what I'm wondering here. Aren't Retribution heels? They're heels, right? Because as it stands, look, if Mustafa Ali and Retribution go beat up Sergeant Slaughter, of course in kayfabe, okay? If they go and start beating up Sergeant Slaughter, who's showing up on TV and taking precious airtime away from just about anyone else, I'm going to pop for that. I'm going to be like, yes, sir, you masked weirdos. I'm completely okay with this. I got your back now. I'm on your side. Besides, like in the whole manifesto thing that they've been doing, I'm like, technically I should be, and we should all be behind Retribution. Only in the minds of Vince McMahon does tearing down corporations mean that you're a heel. You know? It's just really weird. But here, Patrick Mason, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Now, I'm going to wrap up with this. The wildest stuff, honestly, the wildest and the best stuff that is happening on WWE programming these days is on Raw Talk and Talking Smack. Both shows have the wrestlers at ease doing wrestler things, cutting fantastic promos. Did you see Paul Heyman and Apollo Crews on Talking Smack? You guys know, I talk about it a lot, how I can't get behind Apollo Crews because I don't believe WWE wants me to get behind Apollo Crews. But that promo made me care about Apollo Crews. I was like, yes, I love it. I don't know why they don't do that shit on TV, on Raw, on SmackDown. It's always good. Even the people who you don't think are going to be good are great. And they have little inside jokes going, and it's as if it exists like not in a parallel universe, but a pocket universe, you know, one where when they leave the Thunderdome and go to Raw Talk, you know, they carry everything from the Thunderdome with them, and they talk about it and shit happens, but it doesn't exactly coexist. And then when they're done with Raw Talk, they're back into the Thunder. When you go to the Thunderdome from that pocket universe, that's the sound it makes. As opposed to when you go from the Thunderdome to the pocket universe, then it goes whoop. One is a lot more cleaner, doesn't require a change of clothes when you switch. I don't know what I'm talking about. But seriously, Talking Smack and Raw Talk are great. And Talking Smack is living up to the legacy that Renee and Daniel Bryan had, Renee Paquette, Renee Young, whatever you want to call her, and Daniel Bryan had when it was must-see. It's fantastic. Like, I really don't understand why. I don't understand why they don't do it more. Hello to Ben Parizet. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for letting us know that Baconator Pringles are just okay. But you know what's not just okay? All of you who joined me tonight live here to listen to me rant before we get into WWE Monday Night Raw. I appreciate it a great deal. I will be back here 7:30 p.m. this Wednesday. NXT, AEW Dynamite, the pre-show there. And be sure to join me on Thursday evening for the Mr. Warren Hayes Show proper, 9 p.m. Eastern. Folks, have a great Raw tonight. See you next time.